Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're working right into the most exciting season for me because it's all about Thanksgiving right now. So I want us to make a special Thanksgiving dish today, and it's green bean casserole. You're thinking, get out of here, woman. Green bean casserole is tradition, and it really is. It really is. Most of the time, it's made with Campbell's soup, and it has canned onions on the top. I'm sorry, that is not gonna work for all of us that really love good food. So we're going to make a different type of casserole, green bean casserole, and I will tell you, everyone's going to love it, all right? So we're going to start out with fresh green beans. I've got a pound of them here. You can double, triple this recipe, whatever you choose to do with it. I have got a pot of water boiling like crazy, and we're gonna pop them in. Now then, so what I have done is I have cut them into strips like this. I don't wanna dice them because I want them to have some integrity in that dish. So we're gonna put this on just like a medium to a medium-high heat. We're gonna let that butter melt down. Give our green beans a little stir here. I always have to use a timer when I'm timing like 2 or 3 minutes because I think they're done when it's like 32 seconds. So I have to watch myself on that. Our butter is melted, so I'm going to put in 1 onion that has been nicely sliced. Not diced, but sliced. I give it a toss so that that butter is nicely distributed through all of the onions. And then we are going to let these cook. I'm bringing them up as kind of like at a medium-high temperature right now. I'm going to just let them coat, get it up to temperature a little bit, and then I'm going to reduce it to a medium to a medium-low, and I'm going to let these caramelize. It's going to take about 15 minutes for this to happen, but we're going to stay really busy and get the rest of the casserole done while this is doing and creating its own magic. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, caramelized onions on anything are just, I mean, they're wonderful, they're fragrant, Alexa, stop. They're fragrant, and the texture is beautiful on them. I love them. All right, so we have done our 3.5 minutes, or 3 minutes. We're gonna take these out. We're gonna drain them. We don't want these wet when they go into our dish. So I'm gonna make sure that they have enough time to really drain out here. So I'm just, in my pan here, I have 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm just going to let that nicely melt. I put it in a big chunk, and then I realize if I break it up, it's gonna be much faster to have it melted. Now, as this melts, I'm going to be adding 1 1/4 tablespoon of flour. We want to give that a good little mix. So can you look at this, cameraman? How nice it is. It's getting a little tiny bit golden. That happens, the butter gets a little nutty taste to it. It's so delicious. Now we're going to put in 1 1/4 cup of cold milk. Stir easily, gently. Pour it in gradually. Because lumps are not allowed at Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know what you guys do for Thanksgiving, but I traditionally do the same thing year over year over year over year. Oh, my family loves the same stuff. But you know what? When I can put a new twist on it, like the green beans, I'm making them different this year. The carrots, I'm gonna do glazed carrots for you, but they're bourbon. Oh, they are magnificent. So I'm gonna, the next video probably that you see is gonna be those. It's just wonderful. Now, as this is just coming up to temperature, I'm just throwing just a few sprigs of thyme in there. Let them kind of flavor this just a little bit. I think thyme is such a delicate herb. It really is. Rosemary, you have to be pretty careful on that because it can really, really overpower. But thyme, I just think thyme is just a gentle herb. We have a ways to go here, but I just wanted you to see that it's starting to get golden. You see how that's starting to color? But we do have a ways to go. And whenever you are making a white sauce, please use the heaviest pan you have, simply because you can't scorch the bottom of these pans. And if you do that, you get that burnt taste into your food, and it's not very pleasant. Now I'm switching out my spatula. I'm going to start using an offset whisk, because what this does, it really gets down to the bottom of that pan. All right. I can smell the thyme in there, and that's all I'm looking for, is just a little bit of fragrance in there, so I'm going to pull the sprigs out. They gave us everything that they had to give. They did a good job. Have this just at a medium heat. Be sure to keep an eye on your onions. You don't want them to burn. You only want them golden. All right, I think it's just about time for our nutmeg. And I like the real nutmeg rather than what's already ground. You just get a little nutmeg thingy like this, and just put a little bit of nutmeg in there. Nutmeg makes everything wonderful. Ooh, that smells so good. All right. Now I'm going to add 4 ounces of gruyere cheese. I can never say that right the first time. Gruyere. 4 ounces. And 1/3 cup of Parmesan. And now we're just going to mix that in. Ooh, look at this. Oh, it looks so good. Let that all melt down. You see the consistency you have here? That's perfect. Now again, always taste your food so that you can, you know, do a little bit of adjustment on seasoning if you need it. That needs a pinch of salt. Oh, that's really good. Really good. I am telling you, just that little bit of fresh thyme is wonderful. And you guys, anybody can grow it. It's the easiest thing in the world to grow. I didn't start this from seeds. I just got some plants from the nursery. They were like $2. Put them in a container on my patio, and whenever I need it, I just go cut a sprig. But that same thyme has reseeded itself. I've had the same, I don't know, maybe for 3 years now. It just keeps coming. It's wonderful. So I love it when we do that, when you can actually go out there and get some beautiful herbs that you grew, and you have made them wonderful. They can caramelize deeper than this, and they'll just be even that more luscious. But what I like is knowing that I'm an impatient person, so as soon as they start getting golden, I'm like, okay, to use them. Can you see how pretty they are? But you actually can let them get very dark. Now when we're getting close to the end here, we're going to put in a 1/2 tablespoon of sherry. That's pulling up all that fond that was on the bottom and just adding additional flavor. If you haven't used sherry, I just use this. It's a very, very inexpensive sherry, and it lasts forever because everything I use it for is like a tablespoon, half a tablespoon. All right, so we can start assembling. Cameraman, you go that way, I go this way. So this is our casserole dish. We're going to put half of the onions on the bottom, just like that. Then we're putting all of the green beans on. We need one for the cook. Next goes your sauce. See, this is why you have to be careful. Even on my pan, that is such a heavy, heavy pan. Had I not been stirring constantly, I could have started working my way into trouble there. You can see that? To put the rest of the onions, ouch, not on that fork. That was hot. I'm gonna put the rest of the onions on the top here. Just kind of try to even them out a little bit. Press them down into your sauce. Oh, this smells wonderful. Oops, I want all the onions. I'm leaving onions in there. Here I have 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm putting in about 3 tablespoons of pankos. I'm gonna start out with 2. Let me see how that looks. I think that looks just about fine for me. And that's going to be our topping. So can you see how wonderful this is? You have your gruyere cheese, you have your Parmesan cheese, you have made a beautiful sauce, you've got fresh green beans. Oh my goodness, and the caramelized onions. This is gonna be fantastic, you guys. Up to 375. This is gonna go in for 30 minutes. And then when it comes out, it needs to rest for 10. Then you can enjoy the luscious, luscious green bean casserole you made that has no Campbell soup in it. So 30 minutes. Okay, now let's just see what we've done here as far as a beautiful casserole. That we would be happy to serve to anyone. Now, that is a lovely, lovely side dish. So let's taste this. That cheese is all nicely melted in there. Out of there. I think the most amazing texture and taste in here is the caramelized onions. I mean, all of the taste have, you taste the gruyere cheese, you can taste the Parmesan, you can, the loveliness of the pankos. But I think when you get into those caramelized onions, I really believe that's where the flavor is coming from. So, with that being said, I will say goodbye, and I will ask you if you would please subscribe because it makes us happy when you do. And come back, and I will leave the ingredients below. Be sure to hit that little bell so you'll know when we're coming back. So we're just doing several videos of different things to do for Thanksgiving, and I think this might be an addition. So thank you for coming. Come back again. Bye.